Now we're back around to Monday.
Alrighty then. Why am I dreaming of Gabriel?
God knows. You wake up and when the doorbell rings. You have a massive headache. Holy shit, what the hell happened last night? Was it real? The rational part of your brain is screaming in protest, but the rest of you is pretty sure what happened actually happened. The lock rustles as Alex lets himself in. He sits down on the edge of the bed.
Okay.
Hey, you...
Alex, the key to my place? Sure.
He says and kisses your forehead. He smells of cold air. At least it's not sweat.
No, cold air is better than sweat, and he is insexual, so...
I brought breakfast. He takes off a moment. It takes you a moment to realize it's your day off.
Monday is my day off.
Yep. Hop into the shower and I'll make coffee, Alex says. You step into the shower and turn the heat up till it's almost unbearable. The hot water clears your head some, and when you come back out, the apartment smells of coffee and fresh bread.
Alrighty.
Did you hear? Alex says over breakfast. Oh, boy. Wow. There's a meeting in Limham tomorrow at 5. Jimmy Axon will be there. Wow.
You're not even going to go for that? Wow, they are having a meeting.
Yes.
In Limham tomorrow at 5. I don't even know. And Alex, the American, that just trips off his tongue with just beauty right there. Alrighty.
Igd Emocraterna.
Yeah, them. They're having a meeting.
Limham, eh? Malmo's posh Western District. Is the prime spot for... they're just saying words to me now. Is the prime spot to be heard by the right people. The now mainstream Sweden Democrats. Okay, that's what it is. Sverigedin Democraterna. Sweden Democrats.
Sweden Democrats. We're just gonna go there. Alex probably said that in English before, but...
In Sweden, apparently, it's one word.
It's a really long, weird word. All right. Okay. All right. And I say, yeah, these should be there.
Have skyrocketed within the last few years, and the refugee crisis is fodder for their rhetoric. Alright, so these guys are UKIP, I guess.
So they're Democrats, but they're against the immigrants.
Yeah. They're basically, they're, I don't know, they're whatever.
So, in a weird twist of fate, Alex and I are Republican.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm with it.
We should be there, Alex continues. We can't let them speak uninterrupted.
Yep. I'm nodding. You can't see, but I'm nodding.
Right. So, you consider telling Alex about yesterday's events?
Nah. He's not.
He'd think you're crazy.
This is how I open up. Listen, something weird happened yesterday. He's not gonna believe me. He's an insexual. He fiddles with things. I think he's gonna think I'm crazy.
So we're going with not telling him?
Unless I get different instructions chat-wise. I consider telling... Really? I don't know that I would, though.
I mean, to be fair, the first rule of, Mage the Ascension is you don't tell non-mages that you're a mage. Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna look at me like didn't I, when the mages were trying to tell me I was a mage, I was like, oh, I'm going insane, blah, blah.
So, we're going no?
Yeah, I think we're going no.
Alright. When Alex is left for work, your phone chirps. It's Nazar. The migration agency is putting us in a temporary shelter. Can you meet up tonight? Your place? Sure, you reply. 8. You don't get a choice about that. Put the phone back down on the table. Mona and Nazar might have some answers.
But okay. Sure.
The atmosphere at Nordic Aid has been one of suppressed anxiety all day. You're not sure why. Perhaps it's because of the 3 screaming infants that just came in. Perhaps it's because there are more people than usual. Perhaps it's something trivial, like the fact that you've run out of black tea. Gotta feed the tea addiction.
We do drink a lot of tea, all right? We drink a lot of tea. Mint, black, Doesn't matter.
You can't tell what starts the argument. At exactly 5 o'clock, a man punches another in the face. For a short moment, the whole place falls silent, the calm before the storm.
Alright, so, did that just happen? Okay, what? There's an argument. What on earth is going on? So, can we rewind? Anyway.
It does.
This is going to be bad. You could stop it before it happens. It apparently has already started, though.
Well, I think I think you're kind of choosing whether to get out of the way with correspondence, try and stop it before it happened, with time,
or use mind to calm them down. So all of these are magical things that I can do. So which sphere do we use?
I will say, like, only one of them could I see being, like, a coincidental magical effect, although we're not playing the tabletop game, but I feel like anything other than just calming them down would include paradox.
No, yeah. So we should probably go with mind. Yes, that is the consensus here.
Alright.
Let's everybody just calm down.
You can do this. You're persuasive and brave. You step into the middle of the crowd and put your hand on the tall man who threw the punch. Everyone else freezes. You take a deep breath. Shh, you whisper. Calm down. What happened? The man looks at you. He broke my fucking phone, he says. He's an immigrant.
How is this an excuse to punch someone?
From Brooklyn, I've decided.
How is this an excuse to punch someone?
His fists clench and release. Clench and release. You can see his jaw muscles work. This man breaks my phone. I can't call my wife.
He's an Italian from Brooklyn, apparently. Yes, but we have to try to be nice to each other.
Nice? Lady, you go home every night. You sleep in your bed. You live in peace. I have walked across Europe. You may be nice to me when this man breaks my phone. My phone is all I have. Do you understand? All I have. You come here and ask me to be nice? Fuck that.
I just wanted to...
The man shakes his head at you and holds up a hand. No! The other man, who has bent over in pain, straightens. He seems to be apologizing profusely. He hands the tall man his own phone. The tall man grudgingly accepts it. No fight breaks out today. Oh, well, we're back in quiet.
Okay.
Which is ironic because we deliberately chose a coincidental effect, but...
Yeah, but apparently we're back in quiet. Oh, dear God above. You said this game wasn't going to take very long.
Well, see, you did accrue paradox because, you see, it is clearly magic because no one could just calm an Italian's fiery Latin temper.
No, I hope you were doing hand motions while you were speaking. You were bad
You'll
Italian.
never know.
Okay.
You're standing in an empty street. Around you, tall monolithic buildings rear up into the leaden sky. You can see the enormous rivets holding the sky together. The buildings look unfinished. They have no doors or windows. It seems to be day. The light is diffuse, coming from a source you can't see. Perhaps it is emanating from the buildings themselves or the sky. The buildings cast no shadows. The air smells of wet asphalt and ozone, as if a thunderstorm just passed by. There are no other people here as far as you can see, no living thing except for you. The only sound here is that of your own breath and the faint crackling noise from your spine as you roll your shoulders. You need to do something. You pick a direction.
Are there stairs again? Can I go downstairs?
It's left or right.
Okay. Okay, now I have choices. Okay, left or right. Oh, left is sinister.
It's true.
Right is Dexter. Do we want to be dexterous or sinister? I feel like I should have Jeopardy music. Walk through the building. That is not one of my choices. Right? That was not. I have left or right. Which one's? Let's go left.
Please rephrase your answer in terms of left or right.
the form of the two choices I have.
Alright, we're going left. You walk for what feels like a long time. Streets intersect with your own, and each with regular intervals. You start counting. Each block is 10 buildings long and 10 buildings wide. The buildings, as far as you can see, are identical except for their height, which varies according to a set pattern. First a short building, then a tall, then an even taller, then a short one again. It all looks like an unfinished computer game. Hey, you said a game, not me. Once you encounter what looks like a park with benches and a dry fountain, an almond tree in bloom stands next to the fountain. It has no smell. As you walk closer to sniff the flowers, you discover they are synthetic. On one of the branches sits a paper bag. You open it. It contains cinnamon rolls. A paper cup stands next to the bag. It's stuck to the bench. So is the bag. Cinnamon rolls.
Okay, we're eating cinnamon rolls because I'm hungry. I mean, I had an eyeball. Really wasn't.
Eyeballs aren't really filling.
They are.
They're more like a snack food.
So what the hell? Well, I mean, I'm in quiet, right? I mean, why the hell would whatever was in quiet? So the paper cup is stuck to the bench, as is the bag. The cinnamon rolls are not stuck to the bag, though.
No, they're in the paper bag.
All right, yeah, I think we've got consensus here. We're going to eat some cinnamon rolls.
I'm actually a little hungry myself, so...
Yeah, I am too.
The cinnamon roll is made of something like a plastic resin. It has no smell. You stuff it in the pocket of your hoodie. Oh, you don't even eat it?
I don't even eat it!
That sucks. The building next to the park replica has an actual door. It is ajar. I thought it was a door.
Oh, God,
That's
the
a
humor.
little we're in quiet joke for you. Cold blue light spills out from within.
Okay, now we're going to walk inside. That's kind of like walking through the building.
Alright, we can walk inside. A little delayed reaction there. Clearly chat was using time magic and accidentally sent a post too early, which is how we wound up in quiet.
Yeah.
The room might cover the entire ground of the building. It's that huge. Rows upon rows of desks spread out in all directions. In all directions. Spread out in all directions, in all directions. Okay?
In all directions, damn it!
When you look behind you, the door is gone. In its place stands a reception desk. Behind the desk stands a man in a black suit. He is so tall that you have to crane your neck to look him in the eyes. His patrician features makes him resemble an antique statue if the antique statue wore black suits. Pomaded hair and milky white eyes. Good afternoon.
Pomaded.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, he says with a voice like quiet thunder.
Good afternoon, I reply back.
Alright. He tilts his head. Why are you here?
I don't know. You tell me, I just ended up here.
I see. Well, here's my eyeball. Well, best get to work then, please. The clerk motions to the side of the reception desk where a ballpoint pen... Sorry, because of the way this works with the word shifting back and forth, the IS went perfectly over pen as I said it. It is,
ballpoint penis. Alright. Well, you know.
Where a ballpoint pen is chained to the surface, you obediently position yourself next to the pen. The clerk pulls out a drawer and takes out a sheaf of papers. He puts them in front of you. Fill these in, please. You take a look at the topmost form. Name, date of birth, height, weight, place of birth, occupation, first love, goals in life, deepest fear, reason for visit. You look back up at the clerk.
And stare at him for a few moments.
He raises an eyebrow. Yes?
Why am I supposed to fill these out?
In order to be processed, of course, he replies.
Process for what?
That's what you're here for, isn't it?
I have no idea what's going on.
It's very simple, says the clerk. You fill out these forms, and we move you on to processing. So, do you want to fill out the forms, or do you want to not fill out the forms?
You know what? Last time I just was able to tell myself none of this is real. So, can I tell myself that again?
Nope. I don't want to, or right then.
All right. Well, I'm not going to go along with this charade, so I don't want to fill up forms. I'm going to throw the chained penis back at him.
All right. The desks all look the same. Light wood with one set of drawers, a letter tray with an uncomfortable-looking chair. You look over your shoulder at the clerk, who seems engrossed in his paper stamping, and then discreetly pull out the top drawer in the desk next to you. It contains a stapler, 3 pencils, and an eraser. You wander over to another desk and check the top drawer. It also contains a stapler, 3 pencils, and an eraser. Another desk, the same.
Oh my god.
Excuse me, the clerk says from the reception desk. Please don't disturb the desks.
Oh, I'll disturb the desks. Who sits here?
That's information I cannot give you, he replies. Please fill in the forms if you wish to proceed.
All right, I'm just going to walk past the desks until I hit a tiny spot in the distance. And there aren't any ceiling lights. Just like outdoors, it's possible to tell where the light comes from, I find.
Yeah, outside it's impossible to tell where light comes from.
You have no idea. There's this light.
You see something in the distance and walk towards it. It's the reception desk. The clerk is still busy stamping forms. He turns his head as you approach. Ah, he says. Are you really ready to fill out your forms?
So I'm in hell.
Yes.
Is where I am, right? I'm pretty much in hell. I think
this quiet is passive aggressive.
Apparently, but I think we're still going no on this one.
Okay.
We're gonna match wits until this guy kills me, and then I can fall down through the earth, and then be okay.
All right, you walk on. This time in another direction, walking past row upon row of desks, vaguely hypnotizing. Some part of you notices that you ought to be hungry and tired, and that your feet ought to be sore, but you're not, and they're not. You pull out more drawers: staplers, pencils, eraser. The bottom drawers are empty. Eventually, you spot the reception desk in the distance. The clerk is destroying papers in a hand-cranked shredder. The noise of tearing paper is very loud. Ah, he says, are you ready to fill out your forms?
All right, so do we get a loop if we just keep saying no?
I don't know. I don't think I messed up this badly in quiet.
Oh, all right, fine. So you clicked a fine and we got out, is what you're saying.
I don't know if I ever ended up here.
Oh. You never were in the bureaucracy. I have a feeling we just keep going around. Although chat is still saying no.
Still going no?
Yep, still going no.
Alright, we'll go no.
AI has the plans today.
Not anymore.
No, I'm in bureaucratic hell with stapler, 3 pencils, and an eraser.
You sit down behind one of the desks and put your feet up. The clerk ignores you. He shreds some forms, then takes out new forms from a desk drawer, stamps them, and shreds them. You stand up and roll your stiff shoulders. The clerk looks up at you. Ready to fill out your forms?
I'm telling you. I said no. It's a battle of wills at this point, apparently.
Chat has trapped us. I'm sorry, YouTube. Twitch chat has trapped us in an endless loop. If you had been there by coming to Twitch at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, you could have...
Apparently, there was something in Final Fantasy IX that was something like this.
Alright. You walk on this time. This is like Final Fantasy VII when you insist on going up the stairs. This is the worst. You walk on this time in another direction. Walking past row upon row of desks is vaguely hypnotizing. Some part of you notes that you ought to be hungry and tired and that your feet ought to be sore, but you're not. And they're not. You pull out more drawers, stapler, pencil, eraser. The bottom drawers are empty. Eventually, you spot the reception desk in the distance. The clerk is destroying papers in a hand-cranked shredder. The noise of tearing paper is very loud. Ah, he says, are you ready to fill out your forms?
This is where you keep going back to, like, page 19. Oh. Oh, and you get the exact same choice. All right.
At this point, I think we have hit an
I'm
actual
gonna
loop.
go unfind when it's repeating and it's unfind.
All right. So, name, Julia Svensson. Date of birth, August 23rd, 1987. Height, 16 centimeters. Weight, 60 kilograms. Place of birth, Malmo. Occupation, shop assistant / student. First love. And I think Mary has stepped away in disgust. So, I'll just read this until she gets back. You pause. Seriously? Pardon, the clerk says. First love, what does that mean? The first time you fell in love, the clerk replies. Who was it with? Clearly, we're going to say Gabriel once we get the option. How is this any of your business? The clerk shakes his head. I'm sorry, I don't write the forms, I only administer them. Who writes the forms, then? The clerk raises his eyebrows. Why, the administration. I want to speak with the administration. Naturally, says the clerk. Just fill in the forms and I'll process the request right away. There's no getting away from this, is there, you say? The clerk smiles gently. No. You sigh and pick up the pen again.
Alrighty.
First love, Eric Johansson. Goal is in life, to change the world for the better. Deepest fear, to die without having changed the world for the better. Reason for visit, I don't know why I'm here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the administration? 8.
With a question mark. 8?
There, you say, I filled it out. Excellent, says the clerk. Here's the next one. And I'll wait for you to catch up.
Alright. No, not another one. You said it was enough to fill in this one.
Yes, but you replied with an 8, which requires an additional form. Here, it's quick. You look at the form. It has 2 questions. Where is your body now? Are you alive or dead? You consider the first question. You haven't actually felt your body in a while. Well, you've been here. I don't know, you write. Then, are you alive or dead? It's a good question. I don't know. You hand the form back to the clerk. Very good, he says. Let me call the administration then. He picks up an old-fashioned telephone receiver and says something into it that you can't quite hear. You hear footsteps, you turn behind you, and you turn around. Someone is approaching between the desk rows. The figure is androgynous and wears a baggy pinstripe suit. Its hair is combed back with that thing. The space where its face should be is blank. The figure stops in front of you and holds out a hand. It's holding what looks like a tiny loudspeaker. Greetings, the loudspeaker says in a neutral synthetic voice. I am the administrator. What can I do for you?
I need to get out of here.
I see. Are you alive or dead?
Alive, I think.
Ha! The administration tilts its head. I'm afraid you must die in order to get out. The form? Here, says the clerk behind you. He walks around the reception desk and walks past you to hand the form to the administration. He smells of, olabanum?
What is with the smells in this game?
I don't know. I just assume that's another word for sweat.
Probably. Sweaty old man.
The administration holds up the form in front of his featureless face. It doesn't say deceased.
That's because I'm not, you say. Can I just die? That's how I got out of here last time.
The form says you don't know.
Okay.
It would be a simple matter to classify you as deceased and have done with it.
Yeah, okay, right. Let's do that.
Very well.
Okay.
The administration... You're kind of guessing. I'm assuming what's...
I am guessing, I am.
The administration extends the form to the clerk, who walks back to the reception desk and stamps the form with a sharp bang. Very good, administration says. It puts its free hand in your trouser pocket and draws out a small pistol. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
There we go. You are officially classified as deceased. The administration pulls back the hammer.
Okay.
We have to make sure your status matches the form.
Do. Oh, really? I don't get a yes. Do this. How do I not figure out that's how I get out of quiet as I die?
I'll make you match the form, motherfucker.
So, how are these different choices again? I'm not sure.
One is funnier than the other one.
Yeah, I guess we'll make him match the form.
Alright. You lunge for the administration and grab the gun. Before you can force it out of the administration's hand, the gun goes off. Your vision explodes in bright light. You come to in the street. The building rear up into the sky like quiet sentinels. The rivets of the sky above gleam in the light of something like an approaching dawn. You feel your face, your gut. No holes, no damage. Perhaps it didn't happen at all. You get on your feet in the middle of an intersection. So you can either still be clutching the gun in your left hand and fire, or you can swing open into a building on the right.
Okay. No holes, no damage. Okay, fire the gun.
Alright. You do like the administration did. Pull back the hammer and aim at the nearest wall and fire. The gun jams in your hand. It makes no noise. Instead of a bullet hole, the wall has cracked. As you approach, you see that the crack is full of little pinpricks of light. Stars? It pulls at you. It pulls you in. Alright, we're back.
Alright, very good.
No fight breaks out today, but you leave Nordic Aid with the feeling of having been profoundly naive. Mona and Nazar knock on your door at exactly 8 p.m. How is everything? You ask. Nazar shrugs. He has dark circles around his eyes. As well as can be. We've got registered at the migration agency. They gave us a couple of beds at a halfway house? But they also told us we can't stay here. They want to take us north, Mona says.
North where?
I don't remember, but it's far.
So, like, up past the Arctic Circle.
We're in Sweden. It doesn't go further north.
I'm like, wait, are you going to the pole? Where are they going?
It's the new immigration strategy. Just ship them.
No, wait, I've heard about this. They load refugees up in buses and drive them into distant northern towns that have room.
All right.
Or they just leave them on the tundra.
Well, that's one way to deal with the migration issue, I guess.
Oh, there's no forest up above. The trees can't grow in the permafrost.
Well,
I don't know where they're going. We're in Sweden. You can't go much more.
Look, it's all right. So they're doing it soon.
Okay, so others would say it was because no one had told them where they were. Why? So they were just uppity people who didn't want help from... Okay, whatever.
So...
When, you ask,
soon.
I ask. Can't you just get out of it? I say naively again?
We'll see. There are forces working against us, Nazar says.
Oh, because they're mages, I forgot.
Someone wants us out of here.
Which is why... Oh, that's you.
Which is why it's important that we do this tonight, Mona continues.
Do what?
Teach you to see and speak.
Alrighty, let's go and do that. I was in quiet.
You sit down on the sofa. We know you can affect time, Mona says. Otherwise, you can travel in your mind. We know you can also travel in your mind. Otherwise, you couldn't have done what you did. We're going to cast your mind back in time, Nazar says.
But how?
You're going to help us tell the story. She and Nazar sit down on either side and take your hands. Mona begins to speak in soft, lilting Arabic. After a while, it strikes you that you understand what she's saying. Once upon a time, two siblings lived in a beautiful city. They were happy there with a thriving family and work that they loved. They loved to walk the ancient streets at night to breathe in the smell of the city, both lovely and foul. Hey, more sweat. I assume that's what foul means. Then the bombs fell. The family refused to leave. It was their home. They wouldn't buckle under the violence. It'll pass, they told each other. It'll pass. We'll endure. It didn't pass. Bombs fell and fell and fell. Relatives were killed. Friends were killed. The fragrant streets destroyed. The great souk ruined. Castles, schools, parks gone. Food became scarce. Everything became scarce. Finally, what was left of the family decided it was time. They took what they could carry, sold what they could not, and left. The money got them as far as a Turkish beach. You go on, their mother and father said. Go find a future in Europe. And so they spent their last money on 2 seats on a small rubber boat. And suddenly you're there, in a crammed little boat in the middle of the ocean. The water is choppy. Water splashes over your fingers and where you're gripping the side. Darkness is falling, you're cold, no one in the boat speaks. A baby is screaming, its mother desperately trying to soothe it. Mona and Nazar are in the middle of the boat holding hands. Mona's headscarf has slipped back. She looks down at her feet and gasps. You know, I feel like mages probably wouldn't have to smuggle themselves into Europe. Like,
Oh, well.
I feel like even if you don't know correspondence magic, probably someone at your chantry might. I don't know.
I don't know. Apparently they got the wrong spheres.
Alright. Water, she shouts. Water in the boat. And all you can do is watch as the boat takes in more and more water and then gives way under the passengers. All you can do is watch the men and women struggle to stay afloat in the cold November water. As a flailing arm hits Mona in the face and Nazar is pulled under by a panicked man, the sea takes them one by one.
Okay, so what spheres do these people have, and why didn't they use them to get out of the sea?
I have no idea. Like, they made multiple copies of themselves. I'm not sure exactly what spheres they would use to do that.
Forces? I'm going to assume it's like celerity just running around. Really, it's that Pokemon thing where they just go really fast, and then there just appear to be a lot of them.
Their Celestial Chorus. I think Celestial Chorus uses Prime as their main
Still,
sphere.
you just like
I don't
fortify your body with Prime, and then you don't freeze in the water.
I don't know. They're just terrible. I don't know.
I don't know. They're crappy.
They were able to cross into the Umbra, so I guess they have spirit. You know what? I don't know. We're putting a little bit too much thought into this, I think.
Okay.
Run across
All
the
right.
water, back to where they came from. There they are, Mona and Nazar, standing on the beach. 2 rubber boats are in the water. People are crawling into them. One of them, the one that the siblings are heading for, has the squalling infant. You grab Nazar's arm. You tell him to take the other boat. Nazar blinks at you. What?
But not the woman with the infant? I let the infant drown? Is that what I do? I say, oh, this brother and sister, these guys I need to save.
Yeah. Alright, Nazar blinks at you. What? Ascending? Who are you? My name is Julia Anderson. I'm in Malmö, in Sweden. Come find me there. You're going to help me do this. But you need to take the other boat. Nazar nods slowly. Alright, I will stand by and allow the infant to die.
Okay, because you're the... really?
Next
so
to
these,
him, Mona.
these self-serving... These are not good people.
No, it's the Celestial Chorus, okay? God wanted them to do this. So it's okay. All the people that are destroyed along... Mary, the 9 traditions are always good. The people they destroy along the way to their own personal ascension are meaningless.
A baby's scream rings out. You can feel the counterintuitive.
The technocracy are the ones who are bad.
Yay, well, I'm so glad I saved Mona and Czar, and I let the baby drown.
And you did it, Mona says. The baby... who cares?
Yeah.
Alright, so... here we have another thing giving us some facts about Europe. This YouTube video is going to be, probably dated in a while, I imagine, but, you know, it's topical.
Okay, so yeah, we've got refugees because they're in a war-torn country because we don't know what the hell we're doing nation building, but okay, got it.
Alright.
We just want their oil.
I don't think does Sweden have their own oil?
I don't know. Probably like Alaska. Alaska has oil.
Alaska has oil. Siberia has oil. I feel like north up, you can find.
How many days are there?
I think we're on the last one or second to last one.
Okay.
The rain lets up. A platform stands in the middle of a square, surrounded on all sides with a steel fence. It looks strangely small under the leaden sky. On the platform, 2 young men holding Swedish flags flank a microphone. Below the platform, a group of onlookers have gathered, men mostly young and middle-aged, the occasional couple. All of them are white and well-dressed. A line of police officers guards the fence. On the other side of the fence, the protesters... There are about 50 of them so far, staring silently at the platform. You see Ricky standing on the edge of the crowd, neither with the onlookers nor the protesters. Next to her is a blonde, middle-aged woman in a gray coat. She is speaking into Ricky's ear as she scans the crowd. The leader of the Sweden Democrats, Jimmy Åkesson, steps onto the platform in a suit and glasses. He is the very image of a Swedish middle-class businessman. He looks confident and relaxed. As he steps up to the microphone, the small crowd of supporters clap their hands. The protesters watch in silence. So, are we going to listen to what he's saying, or are we going to, I don't know, do something? It's kind of vague.
Apparently, we're doing something.
Okay.
We're gonna do something.
The atmosphere is already oppressive. You close your eyes, stretch out your senses. It's like you can almost taste the sour streak of violence floating under the surface. Around you, the crowd mutters. A rank stench of sweat filters into your nostrils. The simmering anger of the black bloc people standing not too far away. I feel like if we knew about Swedish politics, this would make sense. Right now, black bloc people just sounds like something super racist.
I don't know. The image I'm getting of the Swedes is that they sweat a lot and they stink.
It's Europe, so that's actually 100% true, yeah. What if you could turn that feeling up, like a volume button?
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is good, because...
Now we're starting a riot. Good job.
Yeah, because, when you want to preach tolerance, you should start a riot.
Yes. Like a volume button, you feel for your phone in your pocket. You breathe in the fumes coming off the black bloc, and exhale them in a dark cloud. The people next to you shift on their feet. You find the volume control and press the up button. Meanwhile, you draw the acrid smell in. Let it fill your lungs. Push it in long plumes through your nostrils. Fuckers, someone mumbles next to you. Fucking assholes. It's impossible to say who tosses the bottle that hits Axon in the leg, but it's probably you. It's followed by another, then a cobblestone sails over the head of the crowd and hits one of the cops in the head. The young men at the front of the stage rush towards the crowd. The crowd surges in. The fence can't hold them. You breathe in and breathe out. The crowd flows around you like water. You turn up the volume. Up, up. More police come in from somewhere. Horses, cars, a police bus crashes into the crowd, screaming from somewhere under the hooves of the horse. The Sweden Democrat supporters are engulfed by the crowd. You breathe in, breathe out, amplify. Someone sets off a Bengal fire. Smoke obscures your vision. Your head buzzes. Good job, guys. A neigh, a scream! From seemingly out of nowhere, mounted police are plowing through the crowd. I'm making fun of you, but this is basically how I see anyone who's in the 9th edition. It's like, oh, let's just start a riot. It's fun.
Sure it is. Why not? Alright, so Ricky comes and she pulls me out. Yay, yay, yay.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing, you need to stop. Once again, the evil technocracy trying to prevent a riot and people being crushed under police buses and horses.
I'm not doing anything.
The look she gives you makes you shrink back. You have no idea of the forces you're playing with, she says. We're getting out of here. Your head swims. You don't have the energy to protest as she pulls you into a side street and into a car. As she closes the door, the noise from the street cuts off abruptly. The woman in gray is sitting in the driver's seat. Is it all right? The woman asks. She'll be fine, Ricky replies, and then turns back to you. I know it was you, but you need to be really fucking careful. I told you before, you have a talent, but you need to use it at the right time and place. There's no point in protesting.
Fine. I say in my most petulant teenage girl voice.
You think you're on the right side, Ricky says? Think again.
Whatever.
You see how easily these people were riled up? That's what they do. Violence is the only language they can use. It's the only one they can understand.
Too, I know.
You're better than that. The car drops you off at your apartment.
I killed a baby.
There's a rave soon, Ricky says. I think you'll find out when and where. Call me when you do. I'd love to join.
Alright, well, let's see what the aftermath of my actions are.
Alright, you collapse on the bed. That was scary as all hell. Lie down. Just lie down. Breathe. Close your eyes. You wake up because someone stands next to you. Next to bed, staring at you. It is very tall with beady eyes and a wide grin from ear to ear. You can't move. All you can do is watch as it bends down until your face is a hand's breadth away from yours. Up close, its eyes are entirely white, save for small black pupils. Julia, it says in a child's voice. Julia, Julia, Julia. Then it straightens up again, drops to the floor, and rolls under your bed. So we go, look under the bed.
Look under the bed. Fuck that. Nothing is up. It's the baby I killed.
Yeah.
Do I look under the bed? Okay. Fuck that. There's nothing up there. Well,
anytime there's cursing in one of the options.
That's the sign we take that.
There's a test from Ahmed on your phone. Tonight at 20 At 23, Beach Forest Party.
All right.
It happens in a little beach forest outside of town. It's cold, but people don't seem to mind. Breasts misting in the strobe light. A little makeshift bar out of a car. The music playing is light, bouncy, of bird noises, brittle drums. Ahmed drives you there with Mona and Nazar. The atmosphere here tonight is strange. The siblings seem on edge.
It's because they killed babies and started a riot.
Yep.
Nice people.
Then you see her. She's dancing in the middle of the crowd, and you see her clearly, despite the darkness. Hair bright red against the creamy freckled skin. Half naked and barefoot in the light drizzle, she turns around and looks you right in the eyes. It's like being caught in green headlights. Her gaze pushes at you like the midday sun. She smiles at you. Then she's in front of you. You have no sense of time passing. Who are you? Mona says, next to you. I am called Merlinda. And for a second there, when I first read this, I was wondering if we were going into weird, like, crossover territory. But this is not the lady from the Council of Seven in Clan Tremere.
Alrighty.
Ooh,
that's my stomach flutter.
And you are welcome here. She looks at you, and it makes your stomach flutter. It's not cheating if it's gay.
No, it's not.
Is this your protege? She's a friend, Nazar says. Berlin nods. There are more of us here tonight. We come from all over Scania. What for? Mona asks. We're needed here, she says simply. This region is hurting. Tonight. We dance and celebrate. Tomorrow we will begin work. She gestures at someone. A tall, dark man with a shaven head and a wild beard appears at her side. This is Steve!
Steve!
Steve puts his hand over his heart and nods. See, if it was a Tremere thing, then it should be...
It's Melinda, oh my gosh!
It's casual Steven.
Yeah, Steve to the Council of Seven.
He puts his hand over his heart and nods at the three of you. His cheeks dimple as he smiles. The music picks up. The drums become more, insistent. Let's, Steven says. Your phone vibrates in your pocket. You take it out. It's from Ricky. The preview says, where are you? You want to open the message or not open the message?
Oh, I'm on my own here. So I'm not with... Oh, from Ricky.
From Ricky.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky wanted me to, like, text her.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we should open the message, because she would not have killed babies or started a riot.
Right. I'm glad in this game we are coming to the realization everyone should when playing Mage for the Ascension, which is the technocracy has done nothing wrong.
They've done nothing wrong. Yeah. Well, I begged you to be able to join the technocracy with my character.
All right. So, do we tell her where we are, or do we keep it vague? This is, I think, basically your ending choice.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to end with the technocracy. They've always been good to me.
All right.
So
we're going technocracy.
Going with the technocracy. I'd rather have skills than magic, honestly. So
I'm in the beach forest, you reply. There are others like us here. Okay, that's all you get. You put the phone back in your pocket and join the others in the crowd. The music closes in around you like water.
Now we're going to be firebombed.
You don't notice them until they're right on top of you. It makes you marvel that you didn't see them before. Huge flashlights through the trees closing in on all sides. Dark shapes advancing. The music abruptly cuts off and is replaced by the loud shearing noise of something over your head. Drones.
You know what? I actually feel good about this, because these people killed babies and started riots. They deserve to die.
People fall silent in confusion, then in a megaphone. This is the police. You are trespassing on a nature reserve. You will be loaded up into buses and taken back into town. Please comply. The police? Since when did the police use drones? You can see them more clearly now. They're dressed in riot gear, advancing through the trees like an army. Before you can react, they have surrounded you completely. While you're staring, someone grabs your arm from behind. It's a young policeman, big as a house. Please come with me. His voice is very calm, but something is off. His grip radiates a chill that makes your arm go numb. The sound of people shouting around you diminishes. The policeman's eyes are very light gray behind his visor. He walks backwards, leading you out of the crowd. You can't see Mona or Nazar or the two others. I'll take it from here, a voice says behind you. It's Ricky, wearing a headset and a bulletproof vest. Come on, Julia, you don't want to be in the middle of this.
No, I don't.
Alright, we're containing a problem, Ricky says. Thank you for helping me locate you.
What's gonna happen to...
That's none of your concern now.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
The drone seems to be releasing some kind of mist that smells faintly like theater smoke and sweat. It makes you feel woozy. You watch as the cops round up the partygoers and herd them out of the clearing. All that's left is a dead sound system, the booze car, and the large shrubbery in the middle of the clearing. Where did you begin? But then the ground trembles. Light streams down from above. There's a full moon. Since when was there a full moon? It's raining.
Ho, 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 ho.
Alright, Merlin steps out of the shrubbery. She looks unnaturally tall, her face a mask of rage. Blood runs down the inside of her naked legs.
You and Steve.
We have a contact, Ricky says into her headset. Go. Give up, Ricky says Merlin, and her voice is icy cold. Your little magic with a K. Last. Fuck you, Merlin says and stomps her right foot on the ground. This is our turf. Roots radiate out from her foot. One of them twines itself around Ricky's ankle and pulls her to the ground. Behind her, Mona and Nazar emerge from the shrubbery. They are chanting something in Arabic. A hot wind runs through the trees and your ears pop. You hear a scream and the sound of tearing metal. You look at the three people in front of you at their twisted fringes, like avenging angels. Or demons.
Oh.
So I think if you try and leave, it just kills you again. This is basically your last chance to join the Nine Traditions or to side with Technocracy. And I take it we're still Technocracy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Technocracy, because I think these people are dangerous.
You don't want to side with the shrieking menstruating woman who is calling out nature demons?
Chat wants us to get the hell out, and we could just end it here and die.
I am pretty sure... I don't think I think it might just... It either sends you back into this choice again, or it just kills you. I'm not sure
Okay. I've been at this a while. I need to... So, we're going to join the Technocracy, because they are the only ones that can defeat the Antediluvians when they awake. So, bing, we're going with Ricky.
Alright. Shit, you say to yourself. What do I do? Just stand behind me, Ricky says. The ground heaves and you both stumble. Ricky falls to her knees and takes something that looks like a taser out of her pocket. She aims for Merlin and misses. So, we basically just give you another chance, but this is where you realize that you can inflict paradox on people using reality.
All right. Well, the other thing I really kind of like about the Technocracy is because it's all technology. So let's. Reality doesn't like you're a reality deviant, Melinda. Naked,
Please cease your reality deviation and board the bus. Reality doesn't like magic, right? It'll bounce back. You take out your phone and open your Facebook app and tap live video. You aim the camera at where Merlin is standing. Literally, this is... Any vampires in the audience are very concerned with this, but...
No, I'm... this is gonna go viral. Masquerade be damned!
Time to violate the masquerade.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright.
Reality deviants.
Her face twists into a mask of rage. Roots spread out from her feet. It's a weeknight. Lots of people are vegging out at home in front of their computers, finding your video in their feed. 1 view, 2, 3.
Followers.
1 like, 2, 5.
Yeah.
It's more than this stream is getting. Hey, check that out.
Yeah.
When the feed reaches 5 likes...
I'm a popular person.
When the feed reaches 5 likes, something happens. The ground grows still. The waves of power radiating out from her lid ebbs out. Suddenly, she's just standing. She's just a naked madwoman standing in a forest, blood running down the inside of her legs. No, she whispers in sudden silence. No! Berlin stamps her foot. Nothing happens. Contain them, Ricky says into her headpiece. Berlin raises her arms to the sky and chants something that sounds like Icelandic. Her chant is cut short when a red dot blooms on her forehead. Then the back of her head explodes in fine red mist. You hear a scream. It's Steve! from whose hands hang bright green vines that curl up into limp ropes that fall as you watch. Mona and Nazar are left standing, bathed in the light of the faraway sun. Dark shapes close in from all sides. A loudspeaker sparks to life. Impossibly, grotesquely, it is a weather forecast. The temperature in Malmo is currently 9 degrees Celsius and expected to drop as low as 6 during the night. It's overcast and we can expect heavy rains until tomorrow morning, says a dry male voice. A shadow passes over Mona and Nazar's faces. The sunlight flickers. You realize their magic is a thing of the past, of stories and myth. It doesn't have a place in the modern world.
Nope. Technocracy all the way.
Mona looks at you. Her eyes are unbearably sad. She knows they have lost. So, you can either,
Yeah, not gonna use me to kill babies and save you off a boat anymore.
So are you going to try and, have them get let go, or are you going to, just say, what happens now?
I don't know. Should I be nice? Am I being nice? I mean, Ricky's not gonna let him go, but... Any help? Any advice? Any... Let him burn.
I think that's what happens now.
I think that's what happens now, yes.
Alright. I'm glad chat is now with the program.
They are baby killers.
Don't understand. Woman is baby killer.
If you had just told me that to begin with.
What happens now depends on them, Ricky says. Surrender, says the man in the loudspeaker as the suits close in around Mona and Nazar. They're holding tasers. We cannot, Nazar shouts. We'll never surrender to darkness.
Are these the men in black?
Oh yeah. We've got like hit marks, we've got men in black, we got everything here.
Ooh, hit mark 4s or hit mark 5s?
I gotta assume it's hit mark 4s.
Yeah, it's hit mark 5s. I still want one of them hit mark 5s, man.
As one, he and Mona start spinning round and round in a whirlwind that pushes you back. For a brief moment they shine, 2 pillars of smokeless fire that lash out at the attackers. You aim your camera at them, the light goes out. Ricky shakes her head. Take them out, she says into the headset. The loudspeaker blares to life again. Torrential rain's expected over Malmo tonight. You close your eyes. The cold November rain... Wow, this is like a...
Cold November rain.
Yeah, we're now in a Guns N' Roses song. Lashes at your window as someone rings on the doorbell. It's Ricky. She's holding a bag of coffee beans. And that reminds me. That reminds me. We never did anything with the rolls we got, the cinnamon rolls.
Are they still in my pocket?
I don't know. But you can tell that you're evil and in the technocracy now because you drink coffee instead of tea.
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Hey, she says, I thought you wouldn't mind some company. Sure, you said. Sure. Let her in.
You bet I do. I like your bob.
The coffee is the best you've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's a euphemism, right?
As she did back in the forest.
So what happens now?
We start your education, Ricky says.
Oh, please, Ricky.
You have a lot to learn. For one, you need to forget what the others have told you. The whole magic thing, not a thing. There's some pretty awesome tech I can show you.
It's not cheating. Like what?
Come down to hackerspace, why don't you? Ricky grins. We'll do some experiments.
Oh, I'm not in makerspace anymore. Now I'm in hackerspace.
That night, Mona and Nazar stand at the foot of your bed, holding hands, all dressed in black. They stare at you with tears streaming down their cheeks. You know they will be standing there every night for the rest of your life. Nah, the technocracy, you'll get over it.
No, I'll do a little tweak there, and we'll be fine. Called psychoanalysis.
All right. Sweden to accept more refugees. At the press conference today, Prime Minister Stefan Löfven and his Deputy Prime Minister Asa Romson declare that Sweden will adopt an open-door policy for refugees. Sweden has taken the biggest responsibility relative to our population, while other EU countries have done very little. However, we will continue to do so. Our economy is doing very well. We have the resources, we certainly have the space, and above all, we have the will. I mean, most of that space is just empty tundra, but... I mean, yeah, okay.
We got plenty of them. We just stick them out there in the tundra.
All right. Laffen says that the government will allot more money to housing for refugees, education in Swedish to get them into society as quickly as possible. It will take effort and the transition won't be easy, but we will see it as an investment in our country's future. With an aging population, there will be a huge name for manpower in several sectors. He finishes, Sweden will be an example, a beacon of hope in Europe that refuses to take responsibility for people in need.
So we're getting a little preachy here, right? Because, I mean, what was that about?
Yeah,
This is named the Ascension, but Sweden is somehow the really good country. Alright, whatever.
Alright.
I'm the technocracy, and apparently it's all good, because we're still allowing refugees in.
Yep, so these are the credits.
Planting them in the tundra.
So yeah, thanks for joining us on the stream. Thanks for watching the video that's posted later. Yeah, so I mentioned it in the middle of the video, but we stream every Sunday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock Central Time. And yeah, so you're free to join us, hang out in the chat. I'm going to close this down. And then switch us over to back to this.
Pure Kirby.
So, for our chat group, we had, I'll give him a plug since he gave me one in his last stream. In our chat, we had Cool Imp. He also runs a different stream. Also, he plays a lot of World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade games. And his is at, is it 8:30 Central Time on Friday?
You need one for the ending. You need, like, you know...
Yeah, I need a good ending one. I'm pretty sure it's 8:30 Central Friday evenings and 6:30 Pacific Standard. So, yeah. Be sure to check out his. You might find me in his chat. And... yeah, I think that's pretty much it.